I just remembered I have a microphone, so I should probably use it. As discussed, I hope it's working, by the way. I mean, I'm not going to know if it's working until I check this after, so I'm just going to talk at this volume anyway. As always, once I stop working on these pieces, I like it. I do. I don't know if you can tell from over there, but I also don't know if the camera just really captures what the human eye does. But I mean, plus it's wet, so I'm just going to talk about the same things over and over again. But anyway, it looks cool. I love the glassy element really pulls you in to make you feel like it is actually like a space scene that you kind of get sucked into. And then the one I did earlier, or over the past couple of days, it's not as dark. It's obviously lighter, but it's blue, yellow, bits of black, and like grey. So it's an interesting color palette. It doesn't quite pull you in like this one does because I think the contrast, or I think just this just looks more like space because the black and the dark blue and the blue, and this turquoise. I love this turquoise. I don't know. I don't have much of it left. I'm gonna need to find some more, but I love it. And as I finished it, it's changed since I finished it. I almost need to like work on it halfway to where I think I'm like about halfway, and then just leave it and see what it does. Because the danger of overworking, well, it's not exactly dangerous, but I tend to overwork a lot of my paintings, which you may laugh and think you don't do any work to start that sentence again. You may laugh and think that I'm not doing any work anyway. I mean, it's just throwing a bit of paint at the floor. But nonetheless, overwork as in put too much paint on the canvas that it pulls up and starts to overlap and you lose some of the colors. One color tends to dominate the canvas, which is this turquoise color. I said that before I started that I'm still not sure what it is. I don't know how to prove what it is either, so I don't think it matters. But the fact is, a little bit goes a long way. So I need to restrain myself from using too much because then it dominates the canvas. Because I threw quite a lot of black at this. I threw a bunch of black at the start, and then once I threw all the blue and then the turquoise, all the black just disappears. So then I had to throw a bunch more over top, and then it's like, oh, black dominates it. And then I turn around and then I turn back, and it's like all that black just seeps in, and that blue just kind of covers it. But the black creates these little lines, and it's like these little islands everywhere. They're quite fuzzy. I don't know how else to explain it, but I like the effect it makes. It's almost like icicles, just tiny little fragments, little shards surrounding the bulk of that paint. And that's the interaction between that turquoise paint and the black paint or the blue paint. It's most evident with black, but it also happens with other colors. I don't know if I've got any examples in here. Yeah, this kind of yellowy, this pale lemon is doing it with the black and the turquoise, but it's not as evident because of the contrast between the turquoise and the black is so strong. I think also it feels like a natural. it looks like. Feels like a natural color. Feels like these colors could interact with each other in nature in icy areas. I just see ice almost, which also fits with space because it's pretty cold up there. I'm just gonna chill for a bit. I need to go to these paint fumes, but it's definitely moving around, and that'll add to the spacey vibe, which I'm excited about. I didn't throw too much paint at it, honestly, and I was conscious of it while I was doing it. But an element that I didn't think of until just now is because I have 3 layers under this of previous paintings that failed or were just like trials, it has probably made the canvas more solid and stronger, therefore less susceptible to be warped. Which, if I don't like this, if I turn around tomorrow and it dries and I say I don't like it, I'm going to go again, it'll probably just keep adding to the strength of it. Obviously make the canvas heavier, but yeah, I doubt it's going to be too heavy to hang on a wall or anything. Every time I look away and I look back at it, I feel like it's moved a little bit. It's coming alive. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier that I forgot about. I love the look of these, the glassy look of the of obviously the wet paint, because it reflects the light and it's glassy. I'm just talking about this. I just keep repeating myself. Anyway, when it dries, it doesn't have that effect. I think it looks great now. If I could put it on the wall now, looking at that like that, that'd be great. So I think a little bit of glaze over a finished painting might bring it back to this while still be that frozen moment. Obviously, if I turn that up and put it on the wall, it's all just gonna drip down and fall off. A question that I want to address in, I guess, in my journal. In my manifesto. I haven't answered it myself. I'm kind of just thinking out loud here as I'm talking, but I can't help but when I make paintings like this, I mean, obviously I absolutely love it. I love the process of it. I love the way it looks. I love getting immersed in it. I feel like it's so easy to just disregard this sort of art and say, oh, it's not art, it's just throwing paint on the floor or splatter, it's abstract, it's easy just to kind of walk all over this type of art. The fact that maybe it doesn't take as long as oil painting portrait that may take 100 hours, whereas I could do this in 30, 40 minutes. So it's easy to walk all over, but I can't help but just be obsessed with this way of painting. And I need to ask myself why. Why why am I drawn to this way of making? What is it? Is it because it's easy? I mean, technically, sure, yeah, anyone can do it. Would they come up with a similar result? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's the self-expression in the moment, in the making, um, that makes the work. If you line up this style of painting, are they all going to look like they were by the same person? Versus getting someone else to do the same techniques as me and see if you can tell the difference. Obviously, I don't know the answers to those questions. But the question remains, why am I drawn to this way of making? I think there's an element of the infinite universe or multiverse, or we can go down that rabbit hole. But I think all of these types of paintings It's nothing necessarily external. The colors may represent, I mean, obviously as human beings, we can't help but see colors and register that in our own brains. Things to do with our lives, our experience, nature, things we see. That's why I like this as well, as when you paint something, when there's nothing to really identify as direct imagery, it's definitely this. I mean, a lot of people would see this and say space. It's like, what is space? It's energy, stars, light. So energy, light. Yeah, I mean, people are going to see this as space based on photos they've seen of space. And you can't really pick out anything else in this. So it's like colors have meanings, emotions. People relate colors to their own human experiences. Maybe blue means something special in their life, or just rambling. I don't even know if this is making any sense. What was the question? The question is why am I so drawn to this way of creating? I think because it's left up to the viewer. It's like anything. I mean, every person is going to have a different interaction with this painting. It's going to trigger different thoughts based on them and their lives. To me, these paintings are like, I think some artists do similar styles and call them infinity nets. Or a while ago, I made some videos talking about my paintings as portals. So this could be a doorway, a portal, a gateway that you kind of get sucked into, that you walk into. I could still think of my paintings in that way. Another thing that I've spoke about in my journals or in some of the writing that I do is, because my direct hand isn't involved a lot of the time in this sort of painting, it's throwing. So gravity, the relationship with the viscosity of the different paints and the liquid, how tight the canvas is, so it's like it warps if it's not as tight, the weight of the paint, how much paint I throw. So all of these elements come in that I don't necessarily directly control. Obviously, I can dictate how much paint I throw. I can choose how much paint I throw on the canvas to make it not warp. So I have more control the less I do. But the more I do, the more it's kind of out of my hands. So the way I kind of combat that, maybe it's just like I'm trying to justify my work to myself, is it's my energy signature, my movements, the energy that I am in my body, transferring the energy that I hold, the thoughts, emotions that I have into the gesture, through the paint, through the brush, and then the energy transfer onto the canvas, and how that, I sound insane talking about that if you're not familiar with energy, vibration, and frequency. But I think that has merit. I think it has to, because without me being in the equation, that would never happen. And if someone else did it, it's not going to be exactly the same. So that is an extension of me. Yeah, I don't know. Rambling. Does it make sense? I don't know. I'll probably watch this back and just take out most of it because I don't know. It's hard to judge from here. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. Probably am. Still changing. I've done 2 paintings with a similar color palette to this, smaller versions. I don't know if it's the size. I like this one better, obviously. 1, because I've just done it. And 2, because of the size of it. I'm so drawn to the size, potentially even bigger. Trouble is, who wants to buy paintings this big? Or show? Who has the capacity to show paintings this big? Because 2 or 3 is not enough. I need like 12. 9 to 12 at this size would be a cool room to go into. Well, gallery. Gallery I'm talking about, not like someone's house with 12 of these. It'd be insane. Yeah, this painting's certainly alive. Constantly moving. You can't really tell by looking at it. But just looking away and then returning to it, you definitely can. Love it. Oh, this painting's mean. Whether it stays like that is another question entirely. Alright, I need to start doing something else. I don't know how, there's probably 30 minutes of just rambling. I'm trying to convey and explain what I think about my work, why I do my work. It's such a hard thing to do. What you think one day changes. It must be the paint fumes. I'm like just forgetting what I'm saying mid sentence. I should probably turn the camera off. Just sat here and thought. Alright.